It was 11:02 a.m. when her message came in. No one's getting any gifts this year. We're cutting costs. No context, no greeting, just that. I stared at the screen longer than I should have, then turned off the phone and walked to the sink. The eggs were burning. The pan hissed like it was offended by the delay. I didn't flinch. 45 today. No card, no hug, no look in the eye. She left before dawn, said she had errands, said she might grab coffee with Grace. I nodded without blinking. I've gotten good at stillness. It keeps you from asking questions you already know the answers to. That night, around 8:19 p.m., I opened Instagram for the first time in months, and saw it. Her arm around him, their fingers intertwined like a cruel ribbon. The Eiffel Tower glowing behind them. Grace and her husband laughing at a table of champagne. The caption, "Dream trip, so blessed to be with people who actually matter." The word "actually" lacerated more than the rest. I studied the photo for 12 minutes before saving it to a folder titled Noise. Then I reopened our bank statement and smiled. It wasn't just the trip. It was the precision, the way she blocked me from our joint credit alerts last month. The whispered calls near the pantry. The red lace lingerie I found stuffed behind the washing machine. Tags still attached. Size too small. Not mine. I never confronted her. Confrontation is for people who hope. Instead, I observed. A smudge of cologne on her inner wrist. New passwords on her MacBook. Late returns from book club. She grew louder in her rehearsed normalcy. "Love you," she'd say before leaving, voice full of air. The kind of love that dissolves before the door clicks shut. I didn't respond anymore. She never noticed. There was once a time I would have begged her to explain. Now I just noted the time, the behavior, the inconsistencies. I learned something over these past few months. When someone betrays you, they always think they're ahead of you. They think silence means weakness, but it's just patience. I called in a favor from a friend who owed me more than his marriage. He had access to surveillance systems. Another owed me a trace on flight logs. No illegal steps, just intelligent ones. The pieces began falling like dry leaves in autumn. Her girls' trip started in Florence, not London. Then she checked into Hôtel du Louvre under her maiden name, alongside one Daniel Carter. Not Grace, not anyone from her book club. I printed the hotel bill, circled her room number. It felt surgical. Then I called our family doctor and booked a routine checkup. A lie, but necessary. Inside my jacket pocket, a discreet DNA test kit. My daughter's brush lay on the hallway counter. I plucked a few strands. 5 days later, the results came in. My name was nowhere in the paternal markers. 17 years. A lie. She had built a family on betrayal, sculpted domestic normalcy out of deception. I did not cry. I sharpened. When she returned from Paris, she hummed. She walked in like nothing fractured in France, tossed her heels aside, dropped her bag like it was still her home. Then she saw the dining table, her Paris photo, enlarged, perfectly centered in a black frame. Next to it, DNA results, clipped neatly. Below that, a single envelope with my name written in her handwriting. Inside it, her original wedding vows. She froze. The smile drained. A crack in her voice. "What is this?" I didn't answer. I watched her. Watched how her mouth parted in confusion, how her pupils shrunk. Then I leaned forward and said only this. "Read it." She didn't touch the frame. She didn't touch the papers. She turned, too fast, and vomited in the sink. I waited until she wiped her mouth and looked at me again. Her lips trembled like a child caught stealing. That was all I needed. I handed her a small USB. Everything's on here. Hotel footage, chat logs, DNA, flight manifests. She didn't take it, so I placed it on the counter. Then I turned to the hallway and opened the closet. Inside were packed suitcases. Not hers, mine. "I won't destroy you," I said calmly, "but if you ever try to use me again, to save face, to spin a lie, I will." "No, please," she whispered, stepping forward. I stepped back. "You built your dream on rot, and you thought no one would smell it." I picked up my coat, walked to the door, paused, turned just once. "And by the way, the trip? He charged everything to your card." Her mouth opened, but no words came out. I left before she found any. The motel I checked into that night was dim and silent. I poured myself a glass of cheap whiskey, stared at the ceiling. 45 candles would have lit the room tonight. Instead, I lit a truth she couldn't extinguish. The silence tasted cleaner than it had in years. She gave herself to someone else. She gave my name to a child that wasn't mine. She gave my absence to a city I'll never visit. But now, I've taken something she'll never get back. Her certainty, her control, her illusion. Tomorrow, I'll disappear. Tonight, I'll sleep without hearing lies breathe beside me. And the last gift she'll ever get from me was the silence I left behind.